Hey, what's up, Nerd Squad? We're back with another NFL video. Before I get started, make sure to subscribe, leave a like on the video. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I have those linked in the description below and post frequent football news on there, so be sure to give those a follow. And let's jump right into it. Today we are going to be predicting the Indianapolis Colts record for the 2020 season. And starting off the season, they already have a different quarterback from 2019. I feel like it was kind of an upgrade, but definitely a short-term upgrade. Kicking off week 1, they'll be playing the Jacksonville Jaguars in Duval. So I think the Colts are gonna go ahead and take it. I want to say before we get to the end of the video, I really think the Colts are gonna sweep the Jaguars. The Jaguars are in a really big rebuild right now. I feel like they're not gonna be. I feel like basically they're gonna be one of the bottom teams in the NFL, possibly even the worst. So I don't see the Jags winning a lot of games right off the bat. But week 2, they'll be playing the Minnesota Vikings, and I actually see the Vikings taking this one. The Colts, I they seem to have kind of a lacking secondary right now. There's a few pieces there that they're missing. I feel like they could still use a wide receiver as well, and I feel like the Vikings are just more complete than the Colts. So I think the Vikings will take that one. And then week 3, we have the Jets playing at the Colts. I already predicted this one. Also, be sure to check out my Jets prediction for 2020. Made that one about a week or so ago. Make sure to check that out. The Jets, I feel like, have a more complete defense. They fixed their O-line a little bit. I feel like this is a very winnable game for them, but I could definitely see it go either way. Week 4, we have the Colts playing at the Bears, and I actually see the Colts taking this one. The Bears still have a really good defense, but I still don't see that they really have an answer at quarterback. Yeah, they got Nick Foles, but I really don't think he's the answer. I don't think he's gonna, save their franchise. I don't think their offense is gonna be able to do like anything, if I'm being honest. So then week 5, we have the Colts at the Browns. Now, this is a hard one. The Browns are one of those teams that their roster is like a 12-4 roster. But there's always some type of issue that goes on that they just aren't able to win that many games. In the past, it's been coaching. However, with new coach Kevin Stefanski, I feel like the Browns will at least have a better year, and I think they'll end up beating the Colts. It'll be really close. I can already tell there's going to be a lot of people mad in the comments for this, but it's my honest prediction. I think it'll be a close game, but I think the Browns will take it. Week 6, we have the Bengals playing at the Colts, and I see the Colts taking this. The Bengals are in a rebuild. They're doing a good job at the rebuild, but it's going to take a while for them to, actually be, good again. So I think the Colts take that one. Week 8, they will be playing the Lions in Detroit. I think the Colts will take this. The Lions are always a team that we feel like, gets a better roster every year, but just disappoint every year. With their current roster, they have the talent to go 9-7 or 10-6. Heck, honestly, with with Matt Stafford, they could go 11-5. But I feel like it's coaching that always screws them over. So I don't think they're going to have a great 2020 season. I think the Colts will take this one. Week 9, we have the Ravens at the Colts. Ravens, I feel like, just have too much firepower. They have a very good defense still. Lamar Jackson, while I don't expect him to, play as, crazy good as he did in 2019, he's still going to be, a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. They added to their wide receiver core. They added another running back alongside Mark Ingram. You really can't look at this roster and see any obvious holes, and I really think the Ravens are going to take this one. Then week 10, we have the Colts at the Titans. I think they'll go ahead and actually split with the Titans. Titans are good on the road. I'll give them that. But I feel like the Colts aren't going to be able to just go into Tennessee and just beat them. I think the Titans take this one, and then the Colts take the next one in week 12. So they'll split 1-1 there. Then week 11, the Packers will be playing in Indianapolis. I think the Packers will take this one. Aaron Rodgers, I feel like, is going to have a really good season. I think he's really angry about the Jordan Love pick and is going to show the franchise that it wasn't a good idea to take a quarterback that early. Now, I'm not saying I don't like Jordan Love. Jordan Love is a good quarterback, and he'll be a star for the Packers eventually. But it just, for a team that has Aaron Rodgers, just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think he's gonna completely ball out and then honestly end up on a new team next year because he doesn't want to be with the Packers anymore. That's kind of my bold prediction for this video. Let me know your opinion on that. Kind of just, thoughts there. Week 12 I already went over. I believe the Colts will take that one. Then week 13, the Colts at the Texans. Now, man, I don't know what Bill O'Brien's doing. I swear he's trying to destroy the Texans franchise. Getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins and I just don't think it's a good option. I feel like Deshaun Watson doesn't really want to be there anymore. Yeah, they still have a good wide receiver core, but they don't really have that number 1 wide receiver. I feel like they have 4 receivers that can be pretty solid number 2 wide receivers, but I don't feel like they really have any one solid number 1 guy. Their O-line still is not looking good to me. They lost DJ Reader, so their D-line isn't looking as good either. I think the Colts honestly end up sweeping the Texans. Now, this is hard for me to say because I really like the Texans, but man, I feel like Bill O'Brien is kind of ruining them. I really do. Week 14, we have the Colts. Excuse me. We have the Colts at the Raiders. Raiders are kind of a dark horse team. There were some games last year that nobody expected the Raiders to win, and they completely blew out the other team. But they also have had games where it's like, what the hell are you doing? You guys have a talented roster, and you're getting blown out. So it's a really hard game to say. I think this is one where the Raiders win because come late in the season like that, I think they'll at least be in the mix for playoff talk. I'm not saying they'll be a super competitive playoff team, but I think they'll at least be in the talk and consideration for a playoff team late in the season, especially with the new rule of there being 7 teams from each conference. So I think the Raiders will be in the mix, but this will definitely be a for sure, or a definitely need to win game. And then week 16, the Colts will be playing the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Now, the Steelers play really well in December when it is cold. That's kind of their whole history. They always start off this season a little bit slow and then and then completely ball out in December. With Big Ben coming back, I think that's going to happen again. Still have a really good defense. Steelers are taking this one 100%. So, that's my prediction. I have the Colts going 8-8. I think their floor is about 6-10, and then their ceiling is 10-6, maybe 11-5 if Phillip Rivers plays really well. But I think all in all they'll go 8-8. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know if I'm being too harsh on them or if they'll do worse than I predicted. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like on the video. Again, make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I have that linked in the description below, and I will see you next time. Later.